Imagine for a moment that there is a hidden formula, a secret key used by the richest and most successful people in the world to reach their dreams. Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Rockefeller, Napoleon Hill. They all applied this principle, although few know its true power. And here is the key. Wealth is not a coincidence. It is a pattern, a mental system you can learn and master. In this audiobook, we will dive deep into Think and Grow Rich, the book that has transformed millions of people. But you won't just listen to the book. You will also receive analysis, practical examples, and strategies to apply it in your real life. Warning: if you pay attention to what you're about to hear, your way of thinking about money, success, and your own destiny will change forever. Chapter 1. Desire. The magnet that attracts success. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Napoleon Hill begins his book with an undeniable truth. Without desire, there is no wealth. But not just any desire, a burning, obsessive desire that consumes every thought and action. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you wanted something, but deep down, you weren't truly committed to it? Maybe you wanted to earn more money, but you weren't willing to make sacrifices. Or perhaps you dreamed of starting a business, but the moment obstacles appeared, you gave up. Here lies the difference between those who achieve success and those who only dream of it. Napoleon Hill illustrates this principle with the story of Edwin C. Barnes, a man who had one single desire in his mind: to work with Thomas Edison. But there was a problem. Barnes had no money, no influence, no clear way to reach Edison. Yet, he didn't accept no as an answer. What did he do? He traveled by train without money, arrived at Edison's office, and asked for a chance. He didn't get a high position immediately, but he accepted any job within the company. He worked with such determination that, when Edison launched a new invention, Barnes saw the opportunity and became its main distributor. Result: he became a millionaire. If you truly desire something, you will do whatever it takes to get it. If you have no alternative, failure is not an option. Now ask yourself, do you have such a burning desire that you wouldn't accept failure? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it? If everything were taken from you today, would you still pursue your goal with the same intensity? Close your eyes and imagine your desire has already been fulfilled. Feel the emotion, the satisfaction, the impact it has on your life. This is the kind of desire you need to attract wealth. Chapter 2. Faith. The power to believe in the invisible. Napoleon Hill tells us that faith is the second pillar to achieve wealth. It's not enough to desire something. You need to believe with absolute certainty that you will achieve it. Think about it. How many times have you doubted yourself? Maybe you thought success is only for a lucky few. But here's the truth. The richest and most successful people were not born with special powers. They simply believe in themselves with unbreakable intensity. And this is not just a motivational concept. Science backs it up. Your brain has an incredible capacity to materialize what it believes is possible. When you have faith in your goal, your mind begins to look for ways to reach it, eliminating fear and uncertainty. Henry Ford, founder of the Ford Motor Company, had a dream: to build an 8-cylinder engine in a single block. His engineers said it was impossible. But Ford didn't accept that answer. He ordered his team to keep trying no matter how many times they failed. Months passed without results, but Ford insisted with absolute conviction. Finally, they succeeded in building the engine, revolutionizing the automotive industry. What would have happened if Ford had doubted? Possibly, the history of the automobile would be completely different. How to program your mind to believe in success. Hill explains that faith can be developed through constant repetition of positive thoughts. This is where affirmations and autosuggestion come in, which we will explain in the next chapter. But first, ask yourself this. Do you really believe you can achieve your dreams? Or are there doubts deep down holding you back? Success begins in your mind. If you can see it clearly and feel it as a reality, you are already on your way to achieving it. Chapter 3. Autosuggestion. Reprogramming your mind for success. Hill describes autosuggestion as the bridge between desire and reality. It is the tool that transforms a simple thought into a powerful belief. But what does autosuggestion really mean? It's the process of repeating ideas to yourself until your subconscious accepts them as truth. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant positive thoughts and water them constantly, they will grow. If not, the weeds of fear and doubt will invade it. How to use autosuggestion to achieve wealth. Hill proposes a practical exercise. Write your financial goal with total clarity. It's not enough to say, "I want to be rich." You must specify how much money you want and in what time frame. Declare how you will achieve it. For example, I will reach $1 million by providing value through my business. Read your statement out loud every morning and every night. Do it with emotion, believing you have already achieved your goal. This exercise may seem simple, but constant repetition programs your subconscious mind, eliminating limiting beliefs and reinforcing your faith in success. Legendary boxer Muhammad Ali used autosuggestion in his favor. He constantly repeated, "I am the greatest," even before he had success. By doing so, he programmed his mind to believe it, and eventually, it became reality. The message here is clear. What you repeat with conviction becomes part of you. Chapter 4. Specialized knowledge. The key to mastering your industry. Hill makes a clear distinction between general knowledge and specialized knowledge. While general knowledge can be useful, it is not enough to generate wealth. The key lies in acquiring and applying specialized knowledge in a specific area. Think about this. Millions of people have college degrees, but not all of them are wealthy. Why? Because traditional education focuses on general knowledge, not on the strategic application of valuable market skills. The richest people in the world don't necessarily know everything, but they master something in particular. Jeff Bezos didn't need to know everything about technology, but he understood how to build a business based on e-commerce. How to acquire specialized knowledge. Identify an area where you can stand out. It could be an industry, a skill, or a niche market with demand. Be a constant learner. You don't need an expensive formal education. Books, online courses, and mentors can be invaluable sources. Surround yourself with experts. If there's something you don't know, work with people who do. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history, didn't know how to make steel, but he hired the best engineers. Elon Musk wasn't born knowing about rockets or artificial intelligence. But when he wanted to launch SpaceX, he read engineering books, hired experts, and immersed himself in the topic until he became a specialist. The lesson is clear. If you want wealth, you must learn and apply strategic knowledge that the market values. Chapter 5. Imagination. The most powerful tool of the millionaire. Hill states that everything in the world began as an idea in someone's mind. Skyscrapers, airplanes, cars, even money, were first conceived in the imagination of a person before becoming reality. The two types of imagination. Synthetic imagination. It consists of rearranging existing ideas to create something new. For example, Henry Ford didn't invent the automobile or the assembly line, but he combined both concepts to revolutionize the industry. Creative imagination. It is the ability to generate completely new ideas. It is the source of great inventions and discoveries. Albert Einstein called it intelligence having fun. How to use imagination for wealth. Visualize your success every day. Close your eyes and clearly see the lifestyle you desire. Visualization is key to attracting opportunities. Exercise your mind with powerful questions. Constantly ask yourself, how can I improve this product? How can I solve this problem in an innovative way? Surround yourself with inspiration. Read biographies of successful people, study success stories, and feed your creativity with new experiences. Steve Jobs didn't invent the computer or the mobile phone, but with his imagination, he created revolutionary devices by combining existing technology with intuitive and appealing design. Imagination turned Apple into one of the most valuable companies in the world. The message here is clear. The opportunities for wealth lie in your ability to imagine and materialize innovative ideas. Chapter 6. Organized planning. The secret of successful entrepreneurs. Hill is categorical. Dreams without plans are just empty wishes. You can have a burning desire to be a millionaire, but without a well-structured plan, you will never achieve it. Why is planning crucial? Imagine two people who want to start a business. The first one simply waits for the right moment, with no concrete plan. The second analyzes the market, studies successful strategies, and sets up a detailed plan. Who do you think will succeed? The 4 steps to effective planning. Form a mastermind group. He'll suggest surrounding yourself with people who have specialized knowledge that complements your vision. Henry Ford had advisors in engineering, finance, and production. Define clear and achievable goals. It's not enough to say, "I want to be rich." You need a specific number and a concrete deadline. How much do you want to earn? By when? How will you achieve it? Take immediate action. A plan without execution is useless. Even if everything isn't perfect, start now. Learning comes along the way. Adjust your plan as needed. Don't be afraid to change strategies if something isn't working. Flexibility is key to success. Jeff Bezos didn't create Amazon out of thin air. Before launching the company, he analyzed the growth of the internet, researched e-commerce, and created a detailed plan. Then, he executed his vision with discipline, constantly adapting to market changes. Without a solid plan, success is impossible. So define your strategy and take action starting today. Chapter 7. Decision. The trait that separates the rich from the mediocre. Did you know that lack of decision-making is one of the main reasons most people fail? Napoleon Hill found that all successful people make decisions quickly and rarely change them. Analysis paralysis. The enemy of success. Many people spend their lives hesitating, waiting for the perfect moment, or asking for too many opinions. The result? They never take action. Millionaires, on the other hand, act with determination. They don't let others' opinions easily change their course. When Henry Ford decided to produce the famous Model T, many of his advisors told him it was impossible to make a car cheap and accessible to the public. What did Ford do? He ignored the skeptics and stood firm in his decision. As a result, he revolutionized the automotive industry and became one of the richest men in the world. How to make decisions with confidence and speed. Define your goal clearly. You can't decide if you don't know what you want. Gather information, but don't overload yourself. Do enough research, but avoid analysis paralysis. Trust your intuition. Great leaders make decisions based on their experience and instincts. Accept that there are no perfect decisions. Mistakes are part of the process. What matters is correcting your course quickly. Don't let other people's opinions paralyze you. Listen to advice, but don't depend on it. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in the world, is famous for making investment decisions in minutes. He doesn't let fear or the crowd's opinion sway him. Opportunities don't wait. Only those who make quick, well-founded decisions become wealthy. Chapter 8. Persistence. The key to overcoming failure. If there's one trait all millionaires share, it's persistence. Most people give up too soon. They see an obstacle and back down, while the rich see the obstacle as a test of their determination. When Thomas Edison was working on the electric light bulb, he failed over 10,000 times. But each failed attempt didn't discourage him. On the contrary, it brought him closer to the solution. When asked about his failures, he replied, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the kind of mindset that turns someone into a millionaire. Why do most people give up? Lack of clarity in their goals. Without a clear vision, any obstacle seems like a good reason to quit. Fear of failure and rejection. Society has conditioned people to see failure as something negative, when in fact it's part of the road to success. Influence of negative friends and family. Often, those who love us most are the ones who discourage us the most, because they don't understand our vision. Lack of self-discipline. Persistence is not about motivation, it's about discipline. How to develop unshakable persistence. Develop a burning desire. If your goal doesn't burn inside you, any excuse will be enough to quit. Surround yourself with people who reinforce your success mindset. If you spend time with people who give up easily, they'll infect you with their mindset. Repeat your success affirmations daily. Reprogram your mind to see obstacles as opportunities. remember your why. When you feel like quitting, remember the deep reason why you started. Sylvester Stallone was completely broke when he wrote the script for Rocky. No one wanted to give him the chance to act in his own movie. They offered him large sums of money to sell the script, but he refused, because his dream was to star in it. He even had to sell his dog because he had no money to eat. Eventually, a studio accepted his condition, and Rocky became a massive success, catapulting him to fame and wealth. Persistence took him from absolute failure to the peak of success. Success isn't a matter of luck or talent. It's a matter of endurance. Most successful people didn't reach the top because they were the smartest or the luckiest, but because they were the last to give up. Chapter 9. The Power of the Mastermind. Alliances that create wealth. If you want to achieve wealth and success, you must understand something fundamental. You can't do it alone. The wealthiest and most successful entrepreneurs in the world didn't reach the top by themselves. They surrounded themselves with the right people. This concept is what Napoleon Hill calls the mastermind. What is a mastermind and why is it so powerful? A mastermind is the alliance of two or more minds working together toward a common goal. When this happens, the combination of intelligence, experiences, and skills creates a power far greater than that of any one person. This principle has been used by some of the wealthiest individuals in history, such as Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, and John D. Rockefeller. They understood that the knowledge and energy of a team aligned with the same objective can move mountains. Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company, had no advanced formal education. But that didn't stop him from building an empire. How did he do it? He surrounded himself with the right people. He hired the best engineers, scientists, and strategists to work in his company. He didn't need to know everything. He needed to be around people who did. When a journalist once tried to ridicule him by asking complex science and engineering questions, Ford replied, "If I need to answer those questions, I just push a button on my desk and one of my experts will give me the answer in seconds." Henry Ford understood that his success didn't depend on what he knew, but on who he knew and who he worked with. The mistakes most people make with their associations. They surround themselves with negative or mediocre people. If the people you spend most of your time with have no ambition or growth mindset, they'll drag you down to their level. They don't seek mentors or people with more experience. They try to do everything alone instead of learning from those who've already walked the path. They don't form strategic alliances. Instead of collaborating with others, they compete against them, wasting energy and missing opportunities. How to build a powerful mastermind that accelerates your success. Surround yourself with success-minded people. Look for friends, partners, or colleagues who share your vision of growth. Find mentors. Learn from those who've already achieved what you desire. Bring value to your circle. Don't just seek help, also offer something valuable to others. Cut ties with people who hold you back. If someone constantly discourages you or fills you with negativity, walk away. Success is a team game. Great fortunes are not built in isolation. If you surround yourself with the right people, you'll multiply your power and reach your goals much faster. Chapter 10. The Secret of the Subconscious Mind. Reprogram it for wealth. Most people are completely unaware of the true power of their mind. They don't realize that their success, wealth, and happiness are programmed into their subconscious. If you've tried to earn more money, improve your life, and achieve success but always end up in the same place, it's because your subconscious mind is still running on limiting beliefs. This is where the secret of millionaires lies. They've learned to reprogram their subconscious minds to attract wealth. What is the subconscious mind and how does it control your life? Your conscious mind is the rational part of your brain. It's where you make decisions, analyze situations, and plan. But your subconscious mind is like a hidden program running in the background. It's what truly controls your actions, emotions, and outcomes. If you've ever felt sabotaged by your own thoughts, it's because your subconscious is programmed in a way that's not aligned with wealth and success. The beliefs keeping you poor without you knowing. From the moment we're born, our subconscious is programmed by family, society, and life experiences. Some of the most common beliefs that block wealth include: money is bad. Rich people are selfish. Making money is hard. I don't deserve to be rich. You can't succeed without extreme sacrifice. If these beliefs are inside you, no matter how hard you work, your subconscious will drag you back to poverty. A study showed that most lottery winners lose all their money within a few years. Why? Because they still have a scarcity mindset. Even with millions in the bank, their subconscious is programmed for lack, and without realizing it, they sabotage their wealth until they lose it all. On the other hand, people with a wealth mindset can lose all their money and become millionaires again in no time. One example is Donald Trump, who at one point was over $900 million in debt. But his mindset was programmed for success, so in less than 10 years he rebuilt his fortune and became even wealthier. How to reprogram your mind for wealth. If you want to attract more money, opportunities, and success into your life, you must change the beliefs that govern your subconscious. Here are 3 powerful strategies to do it. Daily affirmations. Every day, repeat phrases like, I effortlessly attract money in abundance. I am worthy of wealth and prosperity. I am surrounded by opportunities to generate income. By repeating them constantly, your subconscious will begin to accept them as truth. Creative visualization. Before bed, close your eyes and imagine your ideal life filled with wealth, success, and abundance. Feel it as if it's already happening. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between reality and imagination, so it will start attracting that reality to you. Eliminate negative thoughts. Every time you have a scarcity-based thought, replace it with one of abundance. If you think, I can't afford this, change it to, how can I generate more income to afford this? Your subconscious mind is the magnet that determines whether you attract or repel wealth. If you program your mind with thoughts of abundance, money will flow to you in unexpected ways. Chapter 11. Decision and unbreakable faith. The fuel of success. If you look at the richest and most successful people in the world, you'll notice they all have one thing in common: an unshakable determination to achieve their goals. No matter how many obstacles appear in their path, they keep moving forward. They don't wait for everything to be perfect. They simply decide and act. Indecision. Your worst enemy. One of the main reasons many people never achieve success is because they are indecisive. They say they want to make more money, but they don't take action. They dream of starting a business, but keep waiting for the perfect moment. They have an incredible idea, but never execute it out of fear of failure. The problem is, indecision is a habit that destroys dreams. While you hesitate and procrastinate, time passes and opportunities disappear. Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company, had a mindset of total determination. When he decided to create an 8-cylinder engine in a single block, his engineers told him it was impossible. But he refused to accept no for an answer. He ordered them to keep working on it no matter how long it took. The engineers came back again and again with the same response: it can't be done. Ford simply replied, keep working until you get it done. After 2 years of failed attempts, they finally found the solution. The result? He changed the automotive industry forever and became one of the richest men in the world. The key: decide without hesitation or retreat. If you truly want to be rich and successful, you must decide without hesitation. That means, have a clear goal. It's not enough to say, I want to be rich. You must define exactly how much money you want and by when. A vague goal won't drive action. A precise one forces you to move. Eliminate the option of giving up. Most people quit as soon as they face difficulties. True winners keep going no matter how many times they fail. Take immediate action. Don't wait for the perfect moment. You don't need all the answers. Start now and adjust as you go. Faith. Believing in the invisible until it becomes real. Faith is not just a religious concept. It is the absolute certainty that what you desire is going to happen. Napoleon Hill explains that all great millionaires have unshakable faith in themselves and in their goals. They don't doubt. They don't question. They don't let fear stop them. They act as if their success is already guaranteed. And as a result, reality bends to that belief. Steve Jobs wasn't an engineer, programmer, or designer, but he had a vision and an unbreakable faith in his ideas. When he launched the first Apple computer, nobody believed it would succeed. When he introduced the iPhone, many experts said it would fail. But Jobs never doubted. He saw the future before others could understand it. His faith in his vision was so strong that he ended up changing the world. How to build unshakable faith in your success. Surround yourself with information that reinforces your belief. Read biographies of successful people. Listen to motivational audios and videos. Avoid negativity from those who doubt you. Visualize your success daily. Close your eyes and imagine you've already achieved your goal. Feel the emotion and gratitude as if it's already real. Eliminate the word impossible from your vocabulary. Every time someone says you can't, use it as motivation to prove them wrong. Take massive action. Faith without action is useless. Move with conviction, even if you're afraid. The combination of decision and faith is what separates winners from losers. If you make a firm decision and act without hesitation, success will eventually follow. Chapter 12. Persistence. The tool that breaks every barrier. The difference between success and failure is not intelligence or luck. It's persistence. People who achieve great things aren't the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit. When others give up, they keep going. When everything seems against them, they persist. The power of persistence. Napoleon Hill states that persistence is the most important quality of any millionaire. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how many people say you can't do it. If you keep going without giving up, you will eventually succeed. Walt Disney was rejected over 300 times by banks that refused to finance his idea for Disneyland. Can you imagine if he had quit on attempt number 250? Today, his company is worth more than $150 billion, and his legacy is still alive. He wasn't the smartest or the luckiest. He was the most persistent. The 4 reasons why people quit. Fear of failure. They believe that failing means they're not good enough. The truth is, every failure is just a lesson on the path to success. Lack of clarity in their goal. If you don't have a clear and strong objective, any obstacle will make you doubt. You must know exactly what you want and why you want it. Negative influences. They listen to pessimistic people who demotivate them. Surround yourself with those who push you to keep going. Lack of patience. They think success is immediate and give up when results don't come quickly. Success is the result of small daily efforts accumulated over time. How to develop unshakable persistence. If you learn to persist regardless of the obstacles, you will become unstoppable. Here are 5 steps to strengthen your persistence. Define a clear and burning goal. If your goal isn't big and exciting enough, any difficulty will make you quit. Do this. Define exactly what you want. Write it down and read it every day. Associate your goal with a strong emotion. Freedom, security, or personal fulfillment. Create a daily action routine. Persistence is built by taking action every single day, without exception. Example: if you want a successful business, do something every day to grow it. If you want better health, exercise daily. It doesn't matter if the progress is small. What matters is never stopping. Program your mind to resist adversity. Every time you face a challenge, instead of quitting, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this problem to my advantage? If I can't go one way, what's another path? Winners see problems as challenges, not excuses to quit. Surround yourself with persistence. Read stories of people who achieved what you want. Watch motivational videos when you feel like giving up. Avoid surrounding yourself with negative people who say, "It can't be done." Persistence is contagious. Surround yourself with success, and your mind will adapt. Make a public commitment. Tell your friends, family, or social media what your goal is and that you won't give up. When you share your goal publicly, you feel accountable to make it happen. Sylvester Stallone was an unsuccessful actor. He lived in poverty and didn't even have money for food. When he wrote the script for Rocky, he was rejected over 1,500 times. Producers offered to buy the script, but he insisted he had to star in it. He refused to sell unless that condition was met. Eventually, Someone agreed. Rocky became one of the most successful movies in history, and Stallone became a millionaire. If he had quit on attempt number 1499, no one would know his name today. Persistence is the only thing you need. Success is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of how long you're willing to keep going when everything seems against you. If you learn to persist no matter what, success is inevitable. Chapter 13. The Power of the Circle of Influence. Surround yourself with winners. Have you ever felt that the people around you are holding you back? If so, you're not imagining it. Your results in life are directly influenced by the people you spend the most time with. Napoleon Hill discovered that the most successful minds in the world had one thing in common. They formed groups of people who pushed them to grow. He called this the mastermind, or circle of influence. If you're not moving forward today, it may be because you're surrounded by the wrong people. Your environment defines your destiny. Think about this. If you spend time with negative people who complain and do nothing to improve, you will inevitably become like them. But if you surround yourself with successful, ambitious, and visionary people, your mindset and results will radically change. Hill explains that when two or more people unite their minds toward a common goal, a kind of third mind is created, one with more power than they would have separately. Millionaires have always applied this principle. Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motors, didn't have a great formal education, but he surrounded himself with the smartest and most successful people of his time, like Thomas Edison and Harvey Firestone. Whenever he faced a problem, he knew his circle of influence would help him find a solution. The result? Ford created an automotive empire and became one of the richest men in history. He didn't do it alone. He did it with a circle of people who propelled him towards success. How to build a winning circle of influence. If you want to reach a higher level of success, you need to surround yourself with people who inspire you and challenge you to improve. Here are 5 steps to create your own circle of influence. Evaluate the people around you. Ask yourself, do the people around me motivate or demotivate me? Do they have a growth mindset or are they always complaining? Do they push me to improve or hold me back with criticism and doubt? If most answers are negative, it's time to make changes. Identify people who are already at the level you want to reach. You don't need to know them in person. Today, you can surround yourself with virtual mentors by watching videos, reading books, and consuming content from successful people. Just filling your mind with ideas of success changes your mindset. Join groups of like-minded winners. Look for communities of entrepreneurs, business people, investors, or individuals with goals similar to yours. The energy of a group can exponentially accelerate your growth. Eliminate or reduce contact with toxic people. If someone constantly fills you with doubts, criticism, and negativity, you need to limit your time with that person. This doesn't mean you hate them. It means you protect your mindset. Provide value to successful people. To attract high-level individuals, don't focus on what you can get from them. Instead, ask how you can help. Successful people surround themselves with others who bring value. If you become someone who contributes and supports, your circle of influence will grow naturally. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple alone. He had Steve Wozniak, a genius in engineering, John Sculley, a business expert, and a team of brilliant individuals who helped him bring his vision to life. If Jobs had tried to do it all on his own, Apple would never have existed. He understood that success isn't individual. It's the result of who you surround yourself with. If you're not advancing, examine your environment. If you surround yourself with winners, you'll become one. If you surround yourself with people without ambition, you'll eventually get stuck. Choose wisely who you spend your time with. Chapter 14. Millionaire Decisions. The Power of Choosing Right. Every day you make decisions that shape your future. Some seem small. What will you eat today? What time will you wake up? Will you read a book or watch TV? But over time, these decisions accumulate and create your destiny. Napoleon Hill discovered that wealthy and successful people share something in common. They make decisions quickly and rarely change them. On the other hand, people who fail are indecisive, full of doubt, and constantly change their minds. If you want financial success, you must master the art of making the right decisions. Life is the result of a series of choices. When you choose to save instead of spend, you build wealth. Exercise instead of staying inactive, you improve your health. Surround yourself with successful people instead of mediocre ones. You elevate your mindset. But if you make decisions without long-term thinking, you spend all your money and fall into debt. You eat poorly and neglect your health. You surround yourself with toxic people who hold you back. Every decision, no matter how small, has an impact. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, is famous for his ability to make the right decisions. When he was young, he chose to save and invest instead of spending impulsively. Study business instead of getting distracted by temporary pleasures. Surround himself with wise mentors instead of aimless friends. Over time, those decisions made him a billionaire. If he had made different choices, he wouldn't be Warren Buffett today. The 3 keys to making millionaire decisions. If you want to achieve wealth and success, apply these 3 rules in your life. Make decisions quickly and with conviction. Rich people decide fast and change their minds slowly. Why? Because they trust their ability to analyze. Because they don't let doubt paralyze them. Because they understand success requires action. If you spend too much time doubting, you miss opportunities. Decide with confidence. Action is more important than perfection. Evaluate every decision with a long-term mindset. Before deciding, ask yourself, will this decision bring me closer to my goal or further away? For example, spending on unnecessary luxuries today takes you away from wealth. Investing your money wisely brings you closer to financial freedom. Wasting hours on social media takes you away from success. Reading and educating yourself daily opens doors to new opportunities. Millionaire decisions aren't based on what feels good in the moment, but on what brings great benefits in the future. Avoid the trap of analysis paralysis. Many people never move forward because they spend too much time thinking and analyzing, but never act. They want to start a business, but research for years without launching. They want to invest, but are afraid of losing money and never do it. They want to improve their lives, but wait for the perfect moment that never comes. The secret of successful people is acting without waiting for perfection. Do it now. Adjust along the way, but start today. Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, has a simple rule for making decisions. If you have 70% of the information, decide immediately. Don't wait for 100% certainty because by then, it's too late. Amazon became a giant because Bezos took calculated risks and made fast decisions. If he had waited for the perfect moment, Amazon would never have existed. Today, ask yourself, what decisions have you been postponing? What small changes can you make to get closer to your goals? Are you acting with determination or letting doubt paralyze you? Rich and successful people don't have more luck or talent. What sets them apart is that they make better decisions, faster and with more conviction. Start deciding with intelligence, and watch how your life transforms drastically. Chapter 15. Persistence. The factor that separates failure from success. Imagine success as a locked door. Many knock once and give up. Others knock harder, but if it doesn't open, they walk away. But true winners keep knocking until the door opens. The difference between those who achieve wealth and those who fail isn't luck, intelligence, or connections. It's persistence. The Lost Gold Mine Experiment. In the book, Napoleon Hill tells the story of a man who invested all his savings in a gold hunt. He bought equipment, hired workers, and began drilling the land. At first, he found some gold veins, but then, nothing. After months with no results, he gave up and sold his machinery to a junk dealer for a fraction of the cost. That junk dealer, instead of quitting, hired an engineer to analyze the land. He discovered the gold was just 3 feet from where the first man stopped digging. 3 feet. That's all that separated a loser from a millionaire. How many times have you been about to achieve something, but gave up too soon? The 4 stages of persistence. The initial enthusiasm. You have an idea, a goal, a dream, and you feel motivated. The effort without results. You work, but see no progress. This is where most people quit. The resistance. You push forward when others abandon. This is the breaking point. The reward: those who persist see the fruits of their efforts and reach success. Most people never reach stage 4 because they give up in stage 2 or 3. But if you persist beyond obstacles, you reach the reward. Thomas Edison tried more than 10,000 times before making a light bulb work. Did he fail 10,000 times? Or did he find 10,000 ways not to make a bulb? His mindset was clear. Each mistake brings me closer to success. If Edison had given up on try 9,999, the world wouldn't have electric light. How to develop unbreakable persistence. If you want to build wealth, you must train your mind to never give up. Here are the 3 pillars of persistence. A burning purpose. You can't persist in something if you don't have a powerful reason to do it. Why do you want to be rich? Why do you want success? What happens if you don't get it? If your desire is weak, you'll give up at the first difficulty. But if your hunger for success is greater than your fear of failure, you'll never stop. A flexible action plan. Persistence doesn't mean repeating the same mistakes. If something doesn't work, adjust the strategy, but never abandon the goal. If a business fails, try a different model. If an investment crashes, learn and improve your strategy. If one door closes, find another way in. Persistence isn't banging your head against a wall hoping it disappears. It's about finding a way to break through, go around, or knock it down. Zero tolerance for self-pity. Successful people don't allow themselves to feel sorry for themselves. When they fail, they don't sit around crying. They analyze the mistake. They correct the course. They try again, harder. Every time you feel like quitting, ask yourself, am I going to be the man who gave up 3 feet from gold? Or the one who kept digging until he found wealth? Before he was famous, Sylvester Stallone was a poor, rejected actor. He wrote a screenplay about a boxer and pitched it to studios. He was rejected over 1,500 times. They told him the script was useless, that nobody wanted to see him act, that he'd never succeed. But Stallone persisted. When they finally agreed to buy the script, he insisted on starring in it, even though they offered money for him not to. He lived in poverty. He sold his dog because he had no money for food. He endured every humiliation, until one day, someone believed in him. That's how Rocky was born. That's how a legend was born. If Stallone had given up, he would have never changed his life. We all want to be rich, successful, and free. But the truth is that only those who endure difficulties get there. If you want something, don't give up. If you fail, try again. If one door shuts, find another entrance. Every successful person was simply someone who didn't quit. The next time you feel like giving up, remember, the gold might be just 3 feet away. Chapter 16. The Power of Mastermind Groups. Wealth and success are never achieved in isolation. Millionaires never work alone. If you study the great men of history, they all had strategic allies. Henry Ford had a team of experts backing him. Thomas Edison worked with a circle of brilliant minds. Andrew Carnegie built a group of leaders who helped him build his empire. Napoleon Hill called it the Mastermind Group. It's the gathering of minds focused on a common purpose, helping each other to achieve wealth and success. Why the Mastermind Group is key to wealth. When you surround yourself with like-minded people, your ideas multiply. Your problems have more solutions. Your motivation stays high. Hill explains that when 2 or more people come together with a clear purpose, a third mind is created, more powerful than the sum of its parts. That means the intelligence and creativity of the group expand to levels impossible to reach alone. Henry Ford surrounded himself with visionary inventors and entrepreneurs. Steve Jobs worked with brilliant engineers to build Apple. Warren Buffett constantly meets with expert financial minds. These men knew that without the right connections, their ideas would have never succeeded. You need a group like that too. For it to work, your group must follow 4 rules. Everyone must share the same vision. You can't surround yourself with negative or unambitious people. Look for those who are hungry for success. Each person brings unique value. Every member should have skills, knowledge, or resources that benefit the group. Trust must be absolute. You need to be able to share ideas without fear of betrayal. Regular meetings and commitment. A group only works if it stays active and consistent. In history, King Arthur had his round table, where the greatest knights discussed strategies and plans. In real life, entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos surround themselves with experts in technology, finance, and leadership. Do you think Elon Musk knows how to program every system in Tesla or SpaceX? No. But he has the best team of engineers and brilliant minds around him. The key is simple. Surround yourself with people smarter than you. If you surround yourself with failures, you'll fail. If you surround yourself with winners, you'll win. The mastermind group is the shortcut to success. You don't have to know everything, but you must be around those who can help you go further. Next time you think of going it alone, ask yourself, who's on my success team? Chapter 17. The Sixth Sense. The peak of success. The sixth sense is the ability to receive ideas, inspiration, and solutions without any apparent logical reason. Napoleon Hill describes it as the highest manifestation of thought. It's not about magic or superstition, but a level of intuition and mental connection that only develops after mastering the other principles of think and grow rich. Hill claims that the most successful minds have learned to trust that inner voice that points them in the right direction. It's an advanced alert system that can guide you toward opportunities or warn you of dangers. How does the sixth sense work? When you practice autosuggestion, faith, imagination, and the subconscious mind, you begin to receive answers to problems that once seemed impossible to solve. The most intuitive people have cultivated this ability over time, allowing their minds to pick up information beyond the obvious. The sixth sense activates when you've developed a success-oriented mindset. You're aligned with your goals and deepest beliefs. You surround yourself with the right people who amplify your thinking. You learn to trust your instincts and the knowledge you've accumulated. Henry Ford didn't have advanced engineering studies, but he trusted his ability to make strategic decisions. He surrounded himself with experts, yet many of his greatest ideas came from what he called his inner voice. One of his most intuitive moments was when he insisted on creating the 8-cylinder engine in a single block, even though his engineers claimed it was impossible. Ford simply said, "Keep trying until you succeed." Months later, the engine became a reality and revolutionized the automotive industry. It wasn't luck, it was the combination of faith, determination, and intuition developed over time. How to develop the sixth sense. It's not about waiting for a magical voice to speak to you, but about training your mind to detect signals and opportunities. Practice meditation and reflection. Take moments of calm to think about your goals and the important decisions you must make. Trust your instinct. The first impression you have of an opportunity, person, or decision is often based on the accumulated knowledge of your subconscious. Learn to listen to that feeling. Constantly expose yourself to new knowledge. Read, study, and surround yourself with people who expand your perspective. The more information you have, the stronger your intuition will be. Act decisively when you feel clarity. Opportunities don't wait. When your intuition gives you a clear sign, act without hesitation. The sixth sense is the highest manifestation of a trained mind. It doesn't appear out of nowhere. It is the result of applying all the success principles in this book. Great leaders and entrepreneurs trust their intuition because they know it's a powerful tool, built on experience and knowledge. If you continue developing your mindset, the time will come when you will simply know when to take action and when to avoid a mistake. Chapter 18. The Ghosts of Fear. How to overcome your greatest obstacles. We have reached the final chapter of Think and Grow Rich, where Napoleon Hill reveals the most dangerous enemies that prevent people from achieving success. The invisible fears that govern the human mind. These fears are like ghosts that haunt us in the dark, holding us back. But here's the truth. Fear is just an illusion that vanishes the moment you decide to face it. The 6 basic fears that destroy success. Hill identifies 6 primary fears that limit progress and keep people trapped in mediocrity. The fear of poverty. This is the most destructive fear because it paralyzes action and generates thoughts of scarcity. It manifests as excessive worry about money, financial insecurity, and fear of taking risks. Solution: develop an abundance mindset, visualize wealth, and take action without fear of failure. The fear of criticism. Many people never pursue their dreams because they're afraid of what others will say. This fear stems from the need for social acceptance and an education based on external approval. Solution: understand that other people's opinions do not define your success, and that criticism is part of growth. The fear of illness. This fear is based on obsessive worry about health, aging, and hypochondria. Those who suffer from it generate constant anxiety, which ironically affects their actual health. Solution: maintain a positive mindset and healthy habits instead of obsessing over the negative. The fear of losing love. This is the fear of being rejected, betrayed, or abandoned by a partner. It leads to excessive jealousy, emotional dependence, and toxic relationships. Solution: build trust in yourself and in the relationship, understanding that love should be free, not based on fear. The fear of old age. Society makes us believe that aging means weakness and limitations. However, old age is just another stage of life, and many people achieve their greatest success after the age of 50. Solution: see age as an advantage and continue learning and evolving constantly. The fear of death. This is the ultimate fear, preventing people from fully enjoying life due to the fear of the end. Those who live with this fear often avoid taking risks and get stuck in routine. Solution: accept death as part of life's cycle and focus on living with purpose. How to eliminate fear and regain control of your life. Hill states that fear is a state of mind, and like any state of mind, it can be controlled. To achieve this, you need to reprogram your mind. Instead of focusing on what you fear, concentrate on what you want to achieve. Use auto-suggestion to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Act despite the fear. The only way to conquer fear is to face it directly. Every time you challenge a fear, it loses its power over you. Surround yourself with empowering people. Fear is contagious, but so is courage. Seek out people with a winning mindset. Develop self-confidence. Fear vanishes when you believe in your skills and your ability to face any challenge. The final step to achieve greatness. Fear is the final obstacle standing between you and success. If you can master it, you will become unstoppable, capable of achieving any goal you set. Hill's final message is clear. Success belongs to those who master their minds and dare to act without fear. We've gone through all the principles of Think and Grow Rich, and now the question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? The answer is in your hands. And if you found value in this analysis, don't stop here. Click on the next video right now and discover how to become a magnet for wealth. I'll see you there.